Good morning to you all. Yeah, I found yet another telephone upstairs. Although, we'll be honest, the numbers left is getting less and less. So all the while I've got something to put up and show you in the telephone line, I will. Don't know how many I've actually got left, but not as many as there was a little while ago. Anyhow, today I found this telephone. I must have had this quite a while. It's an F62, introduced 1952, and was in use in Denmark, manufactured by Automatic. Actually Telefon Fabrik Automatic in Copenhagen, Denmark. I'll show you a close-up of their little logo. There's their logo, and Copenhagen's telephone service, presumably that means. This one hasn't got KTAS. I believe this was manufactured after the KTAS name was dropped. But as I say, quite a nice looking telephone, and with a surprise. Let's turn him over. As you can see, it's well built. You could say it's built like a battleship. The handset is reminiscent of the American Western Electric type handsets. You've got your trademark in there. The writing actually says Telefon Fabrik Automatic. There's their trademark. Made out of Bakelite. The phone itself is very strongly made, which you would expect from a company of the Automatic name, but with one difference. What have I always said about automatic dials? Space between the finger stop and the 0 or the O. There isn't one on this one. And although this phone was allegedly made by Automatic, let's have a look at the dial. It's just kept in by a couple of little screws. Well, what do we see there? Not what you'd expect to see on an automatic dial. This is nothing like an automatic dial, which was a bit unusual, I thought. It looks a bit like a Western dial, but there again, not exactly the same. It's obviously one. Well, why they changed, I don't know. But there's the dial, which is not the normal Automatic electric dial. Looking at the rest of the phone, you've got your bell adjusters. Operates on the hammer. Nice two clean bells. The old style capacitor. Well, I say the old style, the type you see on the older phones. It's not the ones encased in plastic. On the other side, you've got yet another capacitor. So this phone actually has two capacitors. We turn it up a bit. Under there, you've got the induction coil, which is typical. You've got added resistors on there. That could be for regulation or to do with the sound, but I'm not 100% sure. We will have a look at the little diagram. As I said before, it's well made. Yeah, I can't really fault it. The wiring is of the old type where the wires are all laced together, silk covered. The only plastic is on the handset and the line cord, but possibly that line cord was changed. But having the twisted cord is, I believe, a normal thing with these phones. And I also understand that when these came out in Denmark, they charged extra if you had a curly cord. How true that is, I don't know. And let's have a look at the case. Nice, well-made case in Bakelite. I think it's Bakelite there. I'm sure it's Bakelite. Got numbers in there. Funny enough, the screws are not in brass inserts, which is a little bit unusual. I was surprised at that. Normally telephone covers and that are normally, they've got like a brass insert, but not in this case. But they haven't used a self-tapping type screw. They've used a normal screw, so okay, we'll let that one go. Also, if I can show it around the right way, it's a little bit awkward to do this because the way it comes up in the thing. You've got a circuit diagram. It's not too clear. Let's see if I can get it a bit closer. That's the middle part. That's showing the induction coil. You've got your bell, 2 microfarad capacitor, 1 each side. That is your cradle contacts, the microphone and transmit and receiver, showing where they connect to, and that is presumably the little wall fixing a terminal block. Makes it nice and clear. Anyhow, that's the, what's it say there? Telefon Fabrik Automatic AS. Another number down there. I'm pretty sure it's the number I quoted, F62. So if it's not that, someone will probably correct me. There's the connections of the dial. So it's laid out a little bit different to what you'd normally see on a telephone diagram, but I think it's fairly simple to actually follow. Alright, your colour of the chords are obviously in Danish, so to work out the colours should be fairly easy. I think that's more or less it. I showed the handset. The transmitter had been changed. There was a different type in there, and the one in the receiver is very similar to what you normally see on the continent. So yeah, but well made. That, I believe, is more or less it. Let's see, I'll show you the resistance of the belt. Yeah, the ohmage of the ringers, if I can get it to show up. Let me... Yeah, I'll show you in a minute. I can see it, but I can't see it. Oh, there we are. Get it right in a minute. 500 ohms. So it's combined ohmage of 1,000, which is more or less the standard that you would see. Anyhow, any comments please make. I'll show you a bit close up of the dial. It's a well made dial, I'll give you that, it's well made, but it's certainly not what I expected to find. I was prepared to find an automatic made dial. Well, this dial probably is made by automatic, but it's not what you'd expect to find. That's your regulator or the governor for the speed. That's your impulse springs, and that's the off normal. I've got it round the right way, yep. Make sure I get it round the right way. The cables into it, or the wires into it, are silk covered. Turn him over and show you the front, which is just as important. There's the front. I call this a hick dial. On these phones from Denmark, number 4 is hick, H-I-K. And the letterings that you would see, and the numbers. So this is say a typical dial that you would find on a phone from Denmark. Anyhow, recapping, I think this is a model F62. These were introduced obviously after the World War II in 1952, and I understand these are still fairly popular, but they were a few years ago in Denmark. This one, I don't know where I got it from, possibly off of eBay. But it's a well-made phone, a nice phone to have in the collection. So once again, thanks for putting up with my ramblings, if you like. And we'll find another phone. All the while I've got some phones upstairs that I hopefully haven't shown before. I will put them up. Thanks again. Thank you.